Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is DLitz TV. My name is Dalton, for those of you who didn't already know that. In this video here today, what I'm going to be covering is all of the dividend payments I have rolling in for the month of November. A lot of exciting stuff here, and I really am growing that passive income. So if you want to see the breakdown, see what kind of companies I'm investing in, then make sure you stick around to the very end of this video. And this video is brought to you by Robinhood Investing. Jump down in the description of this video. You're going to find a referral code. Enter that referral code when you sign up for a brand new account. You're going to get yourself a free stock valued up to $500. So without further ado, let's jump into the Robinhood portfolio. All right, here we are in my Robinhood portfolio, and pretty much all the stocks in this one here are centered around dividend investing. I love getting that passive income and building it every month that I'm being paid. I reinvest all the dividends back into the companies, and let me just jump right in. So over the past day, we're down just a little bit, but the market has been roaring lately. So over the past week, we're up $229.78. Over the past month, we are up $28.30. Over the past 3 months, we're up $201.77. And over the past year, we're up over $430 right now. My portfolio value is $9,300. And by the end of the year, I'm looking to get that up to $10,000 and beyond. There's a lot of cool things I got going on in the background. I'm cash heavy right now, saving up for a down payment on a house. So if you want to see my housing series, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel and turn on that bell notification so you don't miss any of the videos coming out. Now, what we're covering here today and what we're going to be talking about is all of those dividend companies I'm investing in. So I'm going to scroll over to the history within Robinhood here, and you can see as I click show more, it's going to go through all of the history from the dividends that I'm being paid. Now, starting off at the very beginning, we're looking at AT&T. So AT&T is one that I've been invested with for a very long time, and this month alone I was able to get $11 in AT&T. You can see I have the dividend reinvestment feature on, so it automatically gets reinvested back into AT&T. I think that's really cool because right now if you drill into AT&T, you can see it's valued at $28.50. So I'm almost buying half of a share in dividends alone. So if I get that up to being passive income, being $28, I'll pretty much be able to buy a full share of AT&T anytime a dividend payment comes in. Obviously a very solid telecommunications company. They have a really great dividend yield. On my investment though, I am down 9.22%. Now, a lot of you guys already know that when a stock is down around 10%, that's when I love to double down. So I'm going to practice what I preach here. Over the past year, you can see they have not fully recovered yet. They're not even close to fully recovering, and we were hovering at prices around $38, $39. Looking at the 5-year trend, I know it's downwards just a little bit, but I really do feel like we can hit these numbers again. So what I'm going to do is put my $100 I used to invest in this week right into AT&T. So let me go ahead and buy. I actually have 115.56, but I always do market buy. So let me go up here, do a limit order, and I'm going to buy it at 28. Let's do 46. Click continue, 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 and then the number of shares I can get with this is probably what, 4? Yep, 4 shares. I'm going to review, swipe up, and just like that, I purchased new shares of AT&T. So obviously that position is now bulked. I'm going to get a lot more in dividends from AT&T alone, so I'm pretty excited about that. Look at that, 28.46 hit that price, so hopefully it continues from here. Let's go into another dividend payment that I have. I actually skipped this one real quick, but this is my all-time favorite, SPHD. They paid out October 31st. I'm just going to group it in this video as well. They paid me $8.33. What's really, really nice about SPHD is they actually pay a dividend payment every single month. So this is one that's an ETF, one of the only ETFs in this portfolio, and it focuses on high dividend but low volatility stocks. So as the stock market goes up, it might not have the best returns, but it's going to be pretty solid. As the stock market goes down, it shouldn't dip as much as the S&P 500, but obviously we saw with COVID and all these kind of market fluctuations how it was going to react. So if I drill into SPHD, right now where I'm sitting with SPHD is I have around 60 shares, and my total return, I'm down 1.57%. It took me so long to drill this position down because if you look at the past 5 years, it has always been really consistent. It's another one similar to AT&T, but the prices just continue to rise and rise. And then obviously with the pandemic, it dropped significantly. So I have been front loading my position, and I drilled my average cost all the way down to $35.99. And as I said, I'm down $34. So let's drill back in again. I'm going to back out of this. Apple announced their dividend. I got a total of $1.17 rolling in from Apple, and that's pending because it hasn't paid out yet. It's actually going to be paid out today. So if I go into view Apple, what is my position on Apple? Let's look at the 5-year chart here. Obviously very, very solid. They recently did that stock split. I'm sure so many of you were aware of that already, and rolling in that dividend dividend. I'm up $86.94 right now, around 15%. Invested in them before the stock split and a little bit after the stock split as well. Usually what happens after Apple splits their shares, they drop in price, but then always end up going higher than what they were previously. So hopefully that's going to continue with this trend, but that's where I'm at with Apple. Great technology company. Everyone knows Apple. I won't go too far into that. So let me back out of here. And I'm going to drill into Ally Bank. Now, Ally was one that I purchased right before they announced their dividends. They announced it, and then I kind of sold off past the ex-dividend date. So I was able to record this dividend, but this isn't one that you're going to see in the future. This was another $1.90 coming into my bank account. And what I did is I actually sold Ally. I took a little bit of profits from them before. So that's another one. I really think that the banking industry, financials, is in a huge shambles right now. Where I think the most potential growth is in this area is companies like Square and PayPal, where they're introducing cryptocurrency features where you're going to be able to invest by crypto. A lot of them have already rolled out. I actually have access on PayPal myself. So if you guys are taking advantage of that, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you buy your crypto on, if you even buy it? I know it's highly speculative, but recently I put out a video where I talked about where I thought Bitcoin, where I thought cryptocurrency was going to be headed. And let's jump into the next dividend stock, which is Realty Income, another one of my favorites because, again, it is a monthly dividend company. With Realty Income, this is one of the only real estate investment trusts that I have in my account. I've talked time and time again why I'm not necessarily worried about where Realty Income is at. If I go view their history as well, they have a significant drop here, and my average right now, I'm down about 5%, down $57 on them. Now, in companies like this that are paying me a dividend, I know I say I'm down $57.79. Robinhood does not take into account how much you've made from dividend payments. So I guarantee if I scrolled into the history of this, you'd find that the dividends that were paid by Realty Income are oftentimes a lot higher than what I'm getting in terms of the percentage drop from the overall investment. So although it seems like I'm down, that's not always the case for all of the dividend investments that I have. Realty Income has a very solid portfolio of companies that rent, that need its real estate. They need these huge warehouses, these manufacturing buildings, and that's exactly what Realty Income offers. They offer to like Home Depot, they offer to a bunch of different mail companies. There's so many companies that actually need physical locations, and Realty Income has done a great job at providing that. All their buildings are within the past 10 years, so you have less maintenance being required on those buildings. A very, very solid investment to make. My next dividend that came in, as I scroll back here, sorry, I have to click out of all of these. The next dividend I have rolling in is AbbVie. AbbVie is a pharmaceutical company, looking pretty solid here, $1.83. Haven't really invested in them in a while, but again, let's drill into AbbVie. Look at the 5 years, still on a little bit of a dip here. There were all-time highs back here in February at $115. Right now, it's at $96. So the recovery has started, and we are doing solid with this one here. And as I scroll down, you can just look, I'm up 8.65% on this particular investment, up $11. You're not going to see the greatest returns from all of these because of all the diversification that I have, but still 8% is really, really great for one individual company. The next dividend company that I have that I want to talk about is Pfizer, and everybody knows the great news with Pfizer. They have a 90% drug that is effective against the COVID virus. So it's very, very solid right now. That's what it's looking like. They're still in trials, so they haven't released it. There's not a whole ton of information, but if you want to look it up, there's a lot of great stuff online that you can find. So Pfizer, I'm expecting if that rolls out and gets moving, this stock is going to take off from where it's at. So over the past 5 years, if I look at them, still on the dip as well. Obviously, a lot of these companies are going to be on that dip, but we are, all-time highs in the market right now. Everything is looking green with all the presidential stuff kind of wrapping up as we move towards this new kind of future here. It'll be interesting to see what kind of stocks really take off. So if you didn't know, I put out a video not too long ago about the types of companies, the stocks I'd be investing in if Biden won presidency. So I got to say, you can check that video out if you're interested in hearing more on my take of all that. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is this website that I've been using to track all of my dividend payments, and it's literally called trackyourdividends.com. I talked about it in the last video that I put out around this stuff, but it's really, really a great resource if you want your overall kind of overview of all the dividend payments, all the dividends that you're receiving, and what's going on. So this is my account summary right now. I'm going to add those AT&T purchases that I did make from the Robinhood app over into here as well. So let me just jump into that and show you exactly and talk about about what you can get from a website like this. All right, so this is the overview on my Robinhood dividend portfolio. I currently have $7,944 invested in dividend companies alone. And of those dividend companies, I am up $261 just based off market growth. Now my dividend yield is 3.68%. That's not too bad. And my yield on cost is 3.81%. My annual income from this is around $293. It's nice just to get an overview of how much money you're going to make each year from dividends alone. What this website does for you is you can drill into your portfolios and you can edit what you have going on. So if you wanted to make those switches, as I did with AT&T, you drill in here, you click edit, and you can update the position. Some of them I need to change because I have dividend reinvestments, but that's the only real manual process on this website. What's really great is you can see upcoming dividends. So if I click into the summary here, if this were to load, you can see exactly what you're going to be paid each month. Now, a lot of this is unconfirmed because the companies haven't came out and said that they're going to be paying dividends quite yet, but this is generally what you can expect. So right now, I can expect $24.75 to come in this month. So I have more rolling in as well. And then the highest that I'm projected right now is $29.93. As I add to this portfolio, obviously these numbers are going to change. It's just really cool to see all of that stuff real time. This is the future value of my portfolio. If I stop investing, if I just reinvested those dividends here, this is what it would look like after 25 years. So my portfolio value now at $7,944.36 would then turn into a portfolio worth $41,638 if I just don't touch it, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. On this website, you can set up portfolio alerts where it basically just notifies you when companies declare dividends or pay dividends. You can get them via email. And then another thing you can do that's really cool that I now have access to because the Track Your Dividends site reached out to me and gave me full access is to enter a ticker and you can figure out what the stock analysis is. So let's look at AT&T, for example. If I were to drill into AT&T, you can get some really solid information from it. So the current price, $28.48, 7.3% forward dividend yield, annual payout, $2.08, and a payout ratio of 96.29%. You've got the price to earnings analysis, the EPS trend. You can look at the price and book analysis, the dividend history, and the dividend safety. This is really kind of one of my favorite features here, the dividend safety score, and just understanding what adds to it. So you got the payout ratio, EPS, all that stuff kind of just adding into it, and the consecutive dividend growth, which to me is the most important category they are very good at. They also have a little stock popularity section where it talks about the most popular stocks that are being traded for dividends. As you can see, AT&T, the top of the list. I think it's because they have such a high dividend yield compared to the rest, 7.3% as I go down. ExxonMobil is very high as well, but I'm not really sure how sustainable that is for them to continue with. But it's nice. You can see the breakdown of all the safety scores where you have Johnson & Johnson with a 94 safety score. That's one of the stocks that I have in my portfolio. It's just nice to get that backing. So Track Your Dividend is a site that I've been using now for a while and one that I'm going to be using for the foreseeable future. It's a great little resource to have. If you're not on it, it's completely free for you to sign up with. You can get access to some of those additional features like the stock analysis if you do have a membership for that. So if you're interested in checking it out, links will be in the description. Thank you for checking out this video, guys. Let me know, what were your dividend payments for November? What are they going to be? And if you have any questions, guys, leave them in the comment section and I'll be sure to get back to all of you. Thanks for checking out the video. Have a great day. Pew!